free. Aha. Coaching is not free. I must say that over and over and over again for you to hear. It's not free financially, it's not free time-wise, because I'm going to give you books, I'm going to give you exercises, I'm going to give you assignments, I'm going to give you a lot of things, a lot of projects. We're going to have sessions one-on-one. We're going to have a lot that is going to demand your time. And for me, I don't suffer fools likely. If I give you assignment, I give you something to do, it's an indication you're not yet committed to this. So I'm saying that because it's just the basic ground rule so that you'll understand if you want to advance your career, advancement of your career here is not just about you making money. It's just not about you making money. You know, yes, it's just not about you making money. It's beyond that. Money will come, money will go. But what will attract more value to you? You know, somebody may be asking, what's more valuable than money? There's a lot. Relationships are more valuable than money. Relationships can open doors for you that money cannot, offer to you. So I said to say that please pay attention to the instructions on the forum. Pay attention to the engagement. Pay attention to our platform managers when they make requests of you, when they share things. Please contribute. You see, I said it. If you are in a group of people, one of the things you must understand when you're in a meeting, you must contribute. Nobody's going to go into your head, know what you're thinking. Nobody's going to go into your heart to know whether you have a good heart. It is from the words that comes out of your mouth that people can tell the value and that you have. So when we share assignments, we ask people to contribute. We use it to profile you. I must tell you that. We use it to profile you. We use it to indicate a critical need that, okay, this is where this person is. This is the kind of service we can offer to this person. This is the kind of value we want to offer to this person. But if you're just there waiting for every other person to write their own and you're reading through, you're not writing your, for me, it communicates mental laziness. And this assignments is to help you be delivered from mental laziness. Yes. Oh, yes. Because I get frustrated with people when I tell them, sit down and write your life goals. Sit down and write your goals. What is your life going to look like in the next 5 years? What is your career plan in the next 5 years? What's your life going to look like in the next 10 years? What is your life going to look like in the next 20 years? Do you have it documented? In 20 years' time, you'll be 60. What do you want to look like when you are 60? Where do you want to live? Where do you want your kids to be if you have kids, when you have kids? What kind of family do you want your kids to have? Where do you see yourself and your wife? Where do you see yourself and your husband? What's going to be the state of your health when you are 60? Who are the people that are going to surround you at your deathbed? You should be able to write that when I'm dying, I want so person to stand by my bedside when I'm dying. You must have that. It's scary for people. You must have a will. You must have a dying wish. You must have instructions for your family. You must orchestrate things in such a way that your family will not suffer when you exit this world. So it's a lot to unpack, and it's a journey. It's a journey that we have to go through gradually. So first off, I would like to welcome you once again, and I'd like to tell you this is a serious matter. It's not for the weak. It's not for those of you who have taken coaching sessions with me at Rome Business School will know how rigorous it is, even though we have a very short time. But that one is just a child's play. This is more rigorous. It is more rigorous because when you succeed, that is where I get paid. I get fulfilled. When you succeed, when you become the CEO of your dream company, whether you're going to own the company or you're going to, be an employee at the company and they make you whatever status, but your success is going to be a source of joy for me, a huge joy that I'm part of your journey and I'm part of seeing you succeed. That is one basic thing. So one other thing I want to emphasize here is that, thank you, brother Ayodeji. I see your message. We believe in collaborating for a better life. Well, that's why we call it a community. We call it a community because we want to create a collaborative effort. Have you noticed something about politicians and some business people? They've known each other for long. They've known each other for long. Just meet at the political terrain. It struck me when President Muhammadu Buhari's former chief of staff, when he was alive and he died, and people were paying tributes to him. And one of the tributes that was paid to him was by one of the ministers, the Minister of Foreign Affairs at that time. And he alluded to the fact that he was his best man at his wedding. I was like, what? He was his best man at his wedding. That means they had a close relationship that spanned over 20-something years, 30-something years. And I found out that powerful people at the top always have a way of revolving around themselves. So I said to people that the top 5 people around you that are most important will tell me what your future will look like. What are the 7 most important people to you? What are the 5 most important people to you? What is the trajectory of their career? What is the trajectory of their life? The people who are close to you, if you have people who are high performers and you are within 25 miles radius around high performers, you have access to them. There's a way it rubs off on you. That's why scripture says, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. There's a way the kind of people you have in your life rubs off on you. So if you are around people who just want to loaf around, who are not serious-minded, who are not deliberate about their future, who are not deliberate about their family upbringing, who are not deliberate about their career trajectory, who are not deliberate and casual about things, let me tell you something. We human beings, we are a radiation of energy. When you are surrounded by such energy, it has a way of rubbing off on you. It has a way of smearing off on you. So this collaboration that we are talking about, we want to build a network of people who are not just going to be pragmatic in their relationship with each other, but we build a network of people who can do referrals for each other. Here in my own country of residence, it is not enough to see a job being posted on the job site or LinkedIn. The practice and the culture here on how people change jobs is you have a network of friends. Just tell your network of friends, oh, I'm about to transition to a new role. I'm looking for a new role. I'm targeting this company. Do you know anybody in this company? And in that network, there are just 4 people away. And it's a rule of life. Every one of us, you are 4 people away from the person that will take you up to your next level. So when they put the information out there in the network, they find somebody who works in the organization you want to work in, and the person goes on the company internal processes to issue a referral for you. They put in your name, your details, the position you want to apply for. The person puts his staff ID, his name, his number, his everything, and they generate a referral code, and you apply based on that. It gives you an edge above people that are applying for the jobs on different job sites and job websites. So that's why people get frustrated when they've been applying for jobs. They've sent 20 applications, 50 applications, no response. The way it works here is beyond just posting. Organizations are compelled by law to advertise job postings, to put it out there. But what usually happens is that what we call in Nigeria a man no man syndrome. It is everywhere, irrespective of where you are. The question is, who are the top 5 people around you that can get you your dream job? I told you the story of the first law firm I worked in as a lawyer. I told you I was on my way somewhere when I met a guy at a bus stop, and we just got talking. We used to know each other at the law school. We used to sit on the same row at the law school, and he was telling me where he was working and all of that. And he was asking me, I said, well, I'm still on the search. I did my internship. I started my initial work with Afe Babalola, and they gave me an offer to come and work with them. But because I'm not in Lagos, I needed to consider other options. And the guy said, oh, interestingly, I'm resigning my role at my office, and they've mandated me to bring another person to replace me. Would you like to replace me there? Would you like to take over? I said, why not? And immediately he called somebody in the office, gave the person my details, shared the person's number with me, and shared my number with the person, and we communicated. And interestingly, they asked me to send my CV, send my details. I got invited for for a test. I got invited for an interview. I got invited for another interview. I got invited for another interview. How that happened was that somebody who was in the system spoke to another person about me, and 2 of them recommended me for the role, and I got invited for the interview. And I'm telling you, one time I sat down, I looked at all the places I have worked, they have all come from referrals. I did not need to apply or do something. They've all come from referrals. They have all come from referrals. So the question is, who are the quality people around you that can recommend you on your day of promotion? You remember the story of David. There was a problem in the palace, and they said they needed somebody to solve the problem in the palace. What did they do? Somebody called David and recommended David. You remember the story of Joseph. There was a problem in the palace. They needed somebody to interpret the dreams of Pharaoh. They called on what? On Joseph. What skill do you have that is so valuable that people around you are aware of that skill? People around you are aware of your competence level such that they can recommend you for promotion. I believe in prayers, but I also say to people, prayers is not enough. You have to build a network of collaborators. So here in our coaching exercise, what we want to create is a collaborating effort for a better life. Mark my word, collaboration for what? A better life. That's one of the unique approach we're going to be taking to our workshops and to the way we conduct our group coaching exercises. It's a unique approach that combines not just the power of life coaching, but with expertise in training, so that we ignite a transformation in you that goes beyond your expectations. So, we're going to dive into a couple of materials. I understand Dorcas has been sharing materials with you, articles that I have written. Somebody, there's a gentle lady who spoke to me a while back. I think she's also on this platform. I'm not sure if she's here at the moment. She said there is no article of mine that she does not read. She's doing her PhD in a school. I was shocked. He said, I'm always reading your article every Friday. I'm waiting for it to be published, and I use it to write my papers in school. I said, interesting. That's amazing. I said, thank you for sharing that information with me. There are loads of materials because it is the depth of the study that you have, that you gather, that helps sharpen your perspective. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to waste your time. There's so many things I would love to share here. Uh, but what we're doing is to gather data to customize our trainings in a unique way that is very holistic. Holistic in the sense that it helps you to boost your productivity level. It boosts your productivity level, not just only on the job, in life, because we believe you are a total summation of the different things in your life. We don't want you to just succeed on the job, but we want you to succeed on the home front, succeed personally, be a person that succeed in a wholesome way, not that you fail in one area and you succeed in another area. Here again, we want you to gain business strategy mastery. But before that, the emphasis I've been making is the most important assignment for me here is to help you gain clarity about the direction of your life and to set goals for yourself, accurate goals, review those goals, goals in your financial life, goals in your marital life, goals in, it's very important. Our children write goals. They have their goals on the wall. We have our goals on what I have on my phone. We carry, so last year, our daughter won an award here called Ring of Honor Award. It was part of her goal at the beginning of the year, part of one of the academic goals that she has. So she talked about the number of A's she wants to have, herself and her brother. This year again, as they are going to round up school, both of them won 2 awards each. It was part of their academic goals. So we only just don't practice it as an individual for our career, we also spill it over to our family. Our kids also write their goals every year. We have a family vision. Our family vision statement is on the wall. Recently, I drafted something to break down our family vision for them to understand. And I told my children, I said, you must pass this family vision down to your children and to your children's children. And I said, this family vision is the roadmap for the trajectory of your life, your career, and everything around you, including your choice of a marital partner. I said, if anybody does not align with the value systems outlined in our family vision, you cannot marry that person. It's not a case of whether I love the person. It's not a case of your emotion is doing gish gish. I married your mother on the basis of her value systems. Her value systems were so powerful, they were so excellent that was the attraction point for me in making the choice for the woman that I wanted to marry. It was just not about beauty. It was just not about the physique or the looks. It's not about the English. It's not about the fashion. It's about the depth of insight, the depth of capabilities and capacity that I want to translate to my children, so that the DNA that flows in her flows in me and flows through the children, and we create a generation that is orchestrated in the direction of the life we want to have. And it's very important. It's very important. Our kids, their school, they have what they call the character card. That character card is exactly in alignment with our family values, so that we evaluate our behavior, we evaluate our conduct by it, including us, their parents. They evaluate us and give us feedback. Not palatable though, very painful feedback sometimes, but it helps us to also develop mindfulness and self-awareness of our own conduct and our own leadership style. So what I'm saying to you, that the goal setting just is not just about your career development. It's just not about your business development. It's just not about you want to make more money or you want to grow on the job, you want to become more efficient on the job. We want you to be a holistic human being, holistic transformation, holistically developing yourself in such a way that you are productive, not just as an individual, but your spouse is also productive. Your kids are also productive. You're able to replicate your success along with your spouse and along with your children. It's not enough that you succeed. You can be the lone star of your family. Your wife too should succeed. Your partner too should succeed. Your children too should succeed. So we want to create a long line of transgenerational success. And that's why I always tell people here, one of the first things I always let people know is, how do you define success? What is your framework and your definition of success? How do you measure success? So it's not enough to throw the word around and say somebody is successful. The question is, what do you mean by saying somebody is successful? How do you explain success? How do you explain success? How do you perceive success? What are the metrics for measuring success? Those metrics are embedded in your goals. If you fail to determine a goal for yourself, those of us who participated in my class at Rome's Business School, I did some training for you on developing a personal career statement. Am I right? It was rigorous. We spent almost over 4 hours learning how to develop. Lizzie, can you testify to that? I can see Lizzie here.
Yes, I can. Good evening, sir.
How are you? How are you doing with your personal career statement? How is that working for you?
It's getting better, sir.
It's getting better. Don't tell me you just abandoned it since
Not exactly.
not exactly. Okay, I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear. Iyanolua, tell me, how are you doing with your career development statement that we worked on? Iyanolua Akinusi, are you there? Iyanolua. Okay. Gilbert.
I'm here. Good evening.
Good
Good evening,
evening.
everyone.
Good evening.
So yeah. So for me, okay, not completely abandoned, right? Not completely abandoned, but I joined. I joined at the tail end, and I'm just hoping that we're going to have other sessions under that Rome Business School platform, because the likes of them Lizzie, that were of 2024, they actually enjoyed you. So for me, I think it was just one session or so, and that session blew my mind off that I had to come searching to say that I wanted some more. So
Yes.
yes. So
Okay.
I
I
hope that
like
I'm
that.
gonna have some
Okay.
of those
So what
sessions.
you're
Yeah.
asking me is for us to have another session on that, right? Isn't it?
Honestly.
Okay. Okay. I promise you we'll have a session on that. I'll work on it. I'll work on it with the team. We'll have a session on it. We'll advertise it. We'll have another session on that. Brother Yodeji, how are you doing with your career development statement? Your
Yeah,
personal career
my
development statement.
my
How is
my
it?
doctor is work in progress. We are pushing it because we have laid the foundation and we
Yeah.
now have to run with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are
Thank you.
working on it. Seriously.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Obiageli Alpha, how is your personal development statement?
Good evening, doctor. I didn't
Good.
get you.
I said I was asking a question. You were part of the session I had with them at Rome Business School, where
Yes,
we
sir.
developed a personal career statement, a personal career development statement. And I remember how you were very engaged. I said, how is it working for you? Are you utilizing this vision statement?
Sure, yes, sir. Perfectly well. Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you want to give me examples of how it fits into your journey since that time?
Uh, at least, how will I put it now? It
Okay.
has, yes, that learning was very, very educative because I had issues with maybe communicating with my subordinates
Hmm.
somehow, but
Hmm.
with that, it was really helpful. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for that feedback. I just wanted to engage. I remember Victor too was in that class, even though it was he was the administrative coordinator for that. Hello, Victor.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Dr. Toye, I can hear you loud and clear.
Good, good. Okay. I'm waiting for your response to my question.
Very, very fine. Very, very fine. Um, so for the my personal statement,
Hmm.
it's evolving. My personal statement is evolving every day. It's the session personally has been eye-opening for me, and I've been able to tweak one or two things. I remember before we started, I discussed with you certain things, and
Mm-hmm.
with the new personal statements I've been able to cook up to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
it's giving me an opportunity to tackle that same goal differently.
Fantastic.
Haven't
Fantastic.
tried it last year and I didn't like the result it yielded. So
Okay.
yeah, it's evolving.
Okay.
It's
Okay. Awesome.
evolving.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oluwatoyin Oyelami, I can see your hands are raised up. Go on.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good
I was also
evening.
part of the class.
Good. Yes, that's true.
So,
How was it?
yes, the class was a redefining moment for me. There
Mm,
was there was clarity. So
mm,
I was able to gain clarity as to what I want my career goals to be, and I've been pushing towards that path. So
hmm.
it was actually a redefining moment for me. And it has enabled me to take some steps, pushing my step forward and breaking for the expanding my capacity.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm happy for that feedback. Thank you. Thank you. You see, that gives me joy because that's the number one assignment on our hands in our community is to help you set your goals in such a way that you gain clarity as to your life, the direction you want to head out in life. And that way we're able to empower you not just only to define where you are headed, but to also achieve your goals, both personal and professional goals. Number two, like I wanted to point out, was business strategy mastery. Depending on your industry, irrespective of the industry, the principles are the same. And we will just want to help you by providing expert guidance. On the advisory end, I have my colleagues here, Sheifumi Adebisi, who is also a coach, you know, and we look forward to sessions whereby we're going to be having one-on-one sessions to be able to provide guidance and provide insight. Like I said, take a customized approach to it. And one critical thing that is dear to my heart is leadership excellence. I want everybody who works with me to be elevated in such a way that their leadership skills is excellent. Elevation to a level of excellence. Elevation to a level of excellence. So, where you learn not only effective communication, decision making, and team building, but much more about impactful leadership. About impactful leadership. And it's very, very important. It's very important. So I'm going to stop there. If perhaps my colleagues have something to say, Dorcas, do you have something to say to the house? Oluwaseyi Fumi, do you have something to say? In addition to uh, our community activity, before we talk about our event for June 20.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So I'm having a lot of issues with technology today. So I'm using a makeshift system so that's why my camera can come on. And
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that. Let me see. I've been trying, it's just been a lot today. Thank you everybody for joining this call. I'm really grateful for everybody joining, and as Dr. Toye has said, we are really excited to serve you in this community. It's our excitement to serve you. It's our excitement that our work in this community will grow you into the full potential that you have inside of you. Not just leadership, like Dr. Toye said, but in every area of your life, that you're showing up greatly and you're having great results beyond work. So we know that a lot of time we focus on work, and it's like, okay, I want to show up with my A game at work, but there are other areas of your life as well that you need to show up with your A game. And this is all of the things that we will be putting to bear as we work in this community together. I want to say that look forward to our life coaching, the workshop that is coming up. Look forward to it. Prepare for it. Bring your questions for it. Once we share the link, register. Just come with your A game, because as always, you can trust that Dr. Toye is going to deliver awesome. And then that collaborative learning experience where we also learn from each other, where everybody is showing up, will be the best experience. So I look forward to that workshop for everyone, and then all the other things that we'll be doing in the community. So I'm really grateful that you're all here, and I look forward to the growth we'll all experience together. Thank you, Dr. Toye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lord, share it for me. Dorcas? Dorcas?
Yeah.
Okay. You have anything to say to the house?
Yes, just to thank everyone for attending. Thank you. We'll be sharing next step and how you can get involved after this session. And thank you again, and we hope to see you inside, the community, the training that we'll be sharing. So I'll be sharing the next step, how you can join the training and the link and the date and the details. So thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you. So one of the assignments I want to leave with everybody tonight before we close. Number one, Dorcas and Oluwaseyi for me will be very strict with you. If an assignment is given on the platform or in your group coaching sessions and you don't respond and you don't answer, you don't participate, if you ask me a question, I won't answer you. Do we agree on that? I'm not going to answer. If you give me a lot of personal, whether you like email me, whether you like text me, call me, I'm not going to answer you. I'm not going to answer you. Let me just put it out there. So if Dorcas, for me, all of us, Pastor say, Didi, we're all working hard. The team is putting information out there. We expect your involvement and your response. And we want to, because we are using it to profile your needs so that we can customize, we can be there for you. We can be there to, engage with you and put out there. So I want you to sit down and carry out an exercise. If you don't have your goals yet, if you don't have your career goals yet, I want you to begin to look into it, because it's part of one of the things we're going to be doing this session. But first off, I want you to write for yourself, write your name. Who are the top 5 people in your life? Top 5 people in your life that are very important to you. that are very, very important to you, that they can contribute to your success. Right? 5 names of people in your life who are very dear to your heart, that they can contribute to your success. Now, these people, are they ahead of you or behind you? These people, can they open doors for you? Do they have access to Aso Rock, or have access to White House, or do they have access to number 10? Can they recommend you for promotion? Are they powerful people that they can open doors for you? So I want you to look at the people around you. Is there a chance, a potential, that one of them will become president and the person can make you minister? Or one of them will become governor and they can make you deputy governor? Is there somebody you are working with that if the person resigns today and becomes the CEO of another company, the person can poach you and take you with him to come an ED where he's going to? Is everybody hearing? Because it's a lot of silence here. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
are.
can hear you, sir. We
Are
can hear
there
you, sir.
people in your life right now that the person can become the president of African Development Bank? Have you noticed Dr. Adesina is stepping down as the African Development Bank this week? They've elected a new president. He has been there for 10 years. You know, one of the things I noticed about him, he took his friends with him to that place. One of is Victor Oladokun. Victor Oladokun, is his director of communications. They were best friends from the university. They all went to Obafemi Awolowo University together, and they've remained friends since then. So, who are those who are succeeding around you that you are close to? Now, I'm not saying you should look down on people that are not succeeding. I'm not suggesting we should now begin to snub other people because their profile is not huge. It's not big. That's not what I'm suggesting. That's not what I'm suggesting. But look at it critically now. Is there somebody that can speak for you in Aso Rock? Is there somebody that can speak for you at the White House? If you want to visit the White House there and meet Donald Trump, who do you know that can connect you to go and meet Donald Trump in White House? And when you get there, what would you say to Donald Trump? And why would they invite you? Why would they connect you? What is your why? Is somebody hearing me out?
Yes, sir.
Number two assignment that I want to give to everybody. Now, you have a choice in submitting this assignment to me, and you have a choice not to submit it. It's not compulsory, but it is my way of filtering out those who are serious-minded and those who are not serious. So if you like, do it. If you like, don't do it. You are not under compulsion. In fact, if you don't do it, it's helpful for me. It reduces my headache. There are many people chasing me for one thing or the other. Who do you want to become as a result of this coaching exercise? Who do you want to become? The image of the person I want to become is so huge before me that it is what is drawing me, and that is what is waking me up every night, keeping me awake every night, the image. And that image is just not just about me. It's reflective of my wife and my children. That image cuts across what I want for my wife, what I want for my children, and the effort we are all making towards. That image is holistic. So who do you want to become? Who do you want to become? Something struck me several years ago when I heard the story of a US president whose 2 of his sons were governors in 2 different states. The father was the president, then 2 of his sons were governors in 2 different states. Isn't that powerful? Isn't that instructive? So I'm saying that don't be selfish in just about you alone. Think for your children's children and your children's children that are unborn. Think beyond that. Think holistically. So, does anybody have any question for me before we go? We have less than 10 minutes to go. So, if you have questions, open house. Any question before we go?
I have a question, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Lizzie.
So I want to ask, how do you draw the line between wanting to give your children, your family direction, and letting them express who they really are? Like, um, uh, when I was in secondary school, I was always top of my class. My parents decided I should be a medical doctor because that was the in thing then. I actually got to study medicine for 4 years, but I quit because that wasn't actually what I wanted to do.
She's just come through a very
I actually wanted to be a creative person, someone that uses their hands to make things, jewelry, fashion, all of that. So I'm asking, you told us how you have drawn a plan for your children, your children's children. How do you draw the line between guiding them and allowing them also to express who they are?
Thank you. You know, Lizzie, if you remember in one of those classes that we had, I talked of this. I shared a story of how I asked my dad, "How did you meet my mom, and how did you get to propose that you wanted to marry her?" And my dad said a story to me that my uncle, who happened to be my mom's brother, was his friend, and they were all in the same community, you know. And my mom happened to be one of those few young girls who had the privilege to go to school. In those days, women were not allowed to go to school. So it was more of the guys that were going to school. But my grandfather wanted his daughter to go to school and did everything to ensure that his daughter went to school. So my mom in school was the best student. She was always coming first. She was so brilliant to the extent that the state reckoned with her academic achievements. It was the talk of the town. So my dad said, when he walked up to my mom to propose to her, this was how he proposed. He said, I want us to produce children that will be educated. That you are brilliant. You are a brilliant. I want us to get married so that we can produce brilliant children who will go to the university, who will become academically sound, intellectually sound. And he feels that because she already has a brilliant mind, it will be good for them to combine their genes together and produce brilliant children. When my dad told me, I found it very ridiculous. I was looking at it and said, what kind of ridiculous toasting is that? Can you walk up to your woman to be telling her that? I found it very ridiculous. But my dad was so serious when he was saying it. You know, he was so serious, man. And till days, whenever I think about it, that thing makes me laugh. How can you walk to a woman and say that to her? I guess toasting did not require a lot of sophistication the way we do it now. It does not require a lot of fancy dining. My dad just cut it straight. What I didn't realize he was sharing with me was that he had a clear vision of where he was heading in life, and he wanted a woman who would help him build that vision together. A woman who already had a sense of direction for herself, for her life, who had something going for her. Not a woman who didn't have identity in herself, not a woman who didn't have a sense of direction in herself. So he was suggesting to me, or he was telling me by inference, was that there was an alignment. alignment in the values, in the vision, in the direction. And that was what prompted his decision that this is the kind of woman he wanted to marry. To me, when he shared it, it was not profound. But now it's very profound to me, as simplistic as it sounds. So, why am I saying this story to you? I'm saying that I am living my father's dreams as I'm speaking to you. I am an offshoot of the foundational vision my father built. What I am only doing is to add the bricks to it. The bricks I'm adding to it is there's a difference in location, there's a difference in momentum, there's a difference in operation, but the direction is the same. My father had a clear vision that he wanted to build a respectable family, a well-educated family, a family that is intellectually sound, not just academically, but respected in the society. And I saw that growing up. So when I was growing up, I wanted to study law. My mom wanted me to study accounting because my brother was a medical doctor. My other brother was an engineer. My other sister took the educational line just like my mom. She's retired now. She was the principal of a school. So my brother then felt accounting was selling. Just become a chartered accountant, you'll be making a lot of money. Because I remember then in 1997, one of his friends, the younger brother, just completed ICANN, became a chartered accountant, and his salary then, he just got a job, and his salary then was 1.2 million. As at that time, 1997, 1.2 million was a big deal. So, and because my brother in his own love felt, oh, it would be good for you to study accounting, I wanted to study law. The difference in it was that my dad listened to what was my interest. My dad paid attention to my attitude, put attention to my skills, paid attention to my inclinations, the things that fanned up my flame and my passion. And all he did was to offer guidance. He did not impose. All he did was to offer counsel. He did not stop me. So when I said I was tired of studying accounting, I didn't want to, do HND. I wanted to go back to school to study law. My dad only just had one question. He said, "Are you sure about this decision?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you realize that by the time you do JAM and you resume at the university, the guys in class, you'll be older than them. They'll be younger than you." I said, "Yes." He said, "You don't mind?" I said, "Yes, sir." And my dad called one of my friends to go and buy me JAM form. Bought the JAM form, filled it, I submitted it, and I went to write the JAM, and I passed, and I got admission to study law. What I'm trying to say is this. As a parent, our job is to lay the foundation and to ensure our children are enshrined in the values that will help to achieve our vision. It is from the vision we have that they will develop their vision. You see, vision evolves. Vision is not static. Vision is not just one simple thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? The person that started Toyota as a car company did not envision that Toyota would be all over the world today, isn't it? The person that started Walmart or maybe Tesco or any store around the world, they didn't envisage it was going to be the person that started Coca-Cola. He was a local doctor who had this recipe for treating hangover, people who have alcohol hangover. He did not expect that Coca-Cola will be the largest traded commodity in the world. All over the world, everybody drinks Coca-Cola. So that's how progressive vision is. So you might have a vision that you want to build real estate to solve housing problems in Lagos, and you become the biggest real estate agent or biggest real estate person in the whole of Africa or the world. So vision is progressive. The man, as a medical doctor, you should know this, Lizzie, or as a medical practitioner, or as a person who studied medicine, whichever classification you want to give to yourself. You know the story of the person who created penicillin. Am I correct? Penicillin was not designed, it was not envisioned to be a global product that will serve the world. It was just to meet an immediate family need at the time. So if you study development of vision, goals, and dreams that have evolved in terms of products, services, organizations, companies, they started small. They started in a small cubicle. Everybody only just came and added to the bricks and created layers upon layers and upon layers and fanned the flame. So When you are the custodian of the family vision, your job is not to impose and to decide. Your job is to guide and to direct. Number two, your job is to provide the environment, an enabling environment for that dream to be found up. When I was very young, I was multi-talented, and I'm still multi-talented. I acted at a very early age. I was acting in school. I was on TV at a very early age. When I left secondary school, I led my friends. We started featuring. That was when Ray Power just started. Ray Power just started. You know, I joined AIT. We started the first set of programs. It's our time. We were speaking. I was in production. I was in TV. Then when I became I worked with some friends as music promoters. I used to organize beauty pageants on campuses in those days. I used to organize shows. We used to bring DJ Jimmy Jart and all the big guys in school to do. I've gone through so many layers of development in my life. All of those experiences added to the quality of life that I am living. They were foundational, but they were not the bus stop. They were not where I was really heading. I started on my career as a lawyer after I studied accounting. I only just worked as an accountant maybe less than 2 years. Moved into law, practiced law, but moved from law to what? Management consulting. So you will always transition. People will always transition. The goals will always evolve. The vision will evolve. It is not about imposition. I'm sure when I was studying law and I graduated from law, my dad's vision for me at that time may have been, he didn't say it, maybe he may have asked, okay, I have a son as a lawyer. How will this one span out? Will he become a senior advocate of Nigeria? Will he become this? Will he become that? But you know what? He didn't dictate all of that. He allowed me. He allowed me to do my thing. He allowed me to flow. So as parents, that is what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to provide an enabling environment by providing the kind of books that will help that dream grow. As a child, I used to write books. I wrote my first book when I was in primary 6. I wrote it about a village I have never been to. I didn't go to that village until several years later on my own. I transported myself. I wrote a book about this village that I've never been to just by mere imagination. I wanted to be an author. Today, I am an author. As I'm speaking to you now, I have 2 books on my table, 3 books. 2 of it are books just written by my children. My kids say, oh, Dad, I want to write a book too. I want to become an author. Oh, that's fine. This is their 3rd book being published in the 3rd year, if I'm not wrong, or 2nd or 3rd year now. They are starting small. I wanted to be an author. I had it as a dream. It wasn't something my dad said to me that, okay, Toye, you must be an author. My dad didn't tell me, oh, Toye, you must be a newspaper columnist, and you must be writing and being a known newspaper columnist around Africa. It was not part of my father's vision, but vision progressed from there. It developed from there. It was Abraham God gave the vision to. Isaac came, expanded it. Jacob came, expanded it. Joseph came, expanded it. David came, expanded it. So your job as a leader for your family, as a parent, is to help your kids navigate the path of fulfilling their dreams, especially developing resilience when they face obstacles, when they face opposition, when they face difficulties, developing capacity to overcome no when people say no to them. That's one of the things I'm trying to teach my children. I'm trying to tell them a lot of no's so that they get used to how life say no to you. My wife will look at me and say, look, your resilience is something else. I say, thank you, my darling. I developed it by getting a lot of no's. Life is not always about yes. The question now is, what do I do with the no? How do I convert the no to yes? The no is not to stop my dreams. The no is not to frustrate my life. The no is to help me evolve, transition, and overcome obstacles and develop mental resilience. So I can't exhaust all the points, but let me just lay with that foundation that yes, you had your dream, you had your skills, your parents wanted this. There's nothing wrong in giving your parents what they want. Then you pick up your life from there. My brother is a medical doctor today, but I remember my brother was very good artistically. He used to draw these Disney World characters. He was so good with drawings. Maybe if they've allowed him, he would have become a fantastic artist. Well, however, I have also met medical doctors who are medical doctors professionally succeeding on the job, but they also own an art gallery. It's part of a hobby for them. The other one is a profession. The other one is a hobby that they've converted into a business. They own art galleries. They do a lot of art exhibitions, but they are medical. I've seen medical doctors who have other side things that they do that they are so skilled at that people don't know. So your job, my last point is that your job is to help your children identify their gifts, help them to identify their skills, help them to identify their passion, then give them platforms of expression. That's point number 5. Give them platforms of expression. Look for platforms of expression for them or create platforms of expression for them. Your job is to help them identify their gifts, help them to identify their skills, then help them to develop those skills, help them to develop. When I started out in the TV programs and all that, I used to go to debates in schools. I used to represent my school in debating competition. So when I started out going out to TV stations, my dad encouraged me because my dad saw that I had the gift to speak. I have the communication gift. He encouraged it. He bragged about it to his friends. He bought me books. One of my first leadership books, my dad paid for it. One of my first leadership book coming up, one of the first books I read that helped me to develop the direction that I have for my life right now is titled How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read that book when I was in SS2 or SS1. I think SS2. I was a young chap when I read that that book. So it's very important that you help them identify their skills, then give them platforms of expressions for those gifts. I'm doing that for my daughter right now. She walked up to me in my room this morning and said that I'm working on the script with some of my friends. What did I do? I looked for a movie producer. I made the movie producer talk to her on her birthday to greet her happy birthday. A Hollywood movie producer. I met her at an event. We exchanged contacts, and I said, "Look, I'd like you to talk to my daughter." And that was it. She spoke to her. They became friends. I said that when I finish working on my job is to create platforms of expression for my children, not to dictate the direction to them. So let me stop there. I've said so much. I said 5 things to you already, Lizzie.
Thank you, sir. I heard all of them. Thank you so much.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. So my other meeting I've started. Dorcas will tell you where to submit the assignment to. We have an email. So Dorcas will provide the email. You can send the assignments to the email address. If you're interested in answering that email, answering those questions, Dorcas has pasted it on the group chat here. You can quickly copy it out before the meeting ends, answer those questions, and email us. Dorcas, please provide the email for them on the WhatsApp group and on here on Zoom call. I want us to also take attendance of everybody here. I might have some special gift for them in future. Everybody that showed up for this open house meeting, going forward, I might have some special gift for them going forward in future. So I need to know who and who was here and who was not here. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that we are going to have a great time working together. Thank you for showing up. God will honor you. Thank you so much. So Dorcas is on the forum. Dorcas, over to you.
Dr. Toye, we always looking for this opportunity. Your leadership skill really propelled me, and I'm drinking from looking for more, because when we started under you during the home business school, I marveled to where we are today. And I'm looking forward for more. I'm hoping for more. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Amen. 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 Thank you so much. So.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you everyone again for joining us. If you're looking for a place, to grow, to lead and make impact, this is it. So please, I'll be sharing the next step on the group and how you can register for the training, as well as the email for you to send in your assignment. All right, thank you. So we'll meet on the group chat.